Good afternoon. I want to thank everybody who joins us here in Ukraine Media Center, Ukroboronprom. We continue our operation. Today is day 324 of our fight for freedom. And now joining us online will be Nataliya, the spokesperson for Ukroboronprom State Concern. Good afternoon, Miss Nataliya. Good afternoon, glory to Ukraine, glory to the heroes. Miss Nataliya, let's talk about this arrangement by the state concern of the mass manufacturing of 82 millimeter caliber fragmentation bombs in the manufacturing capacities of NATO countries. We know about this successful agreement of our concern. Give us a few more comments on that. Well, for the first time within the 31 years of the independence of Ukraine, Ukraine made it arranging the manufacturing of 82 millimeter fragmentation bomb. However, this bomb that I'm holding in my hands is improved. It's modernized, so it's a Ukrainian 82 millimeter grenade. As I mentioned, we deployed this manufacturing in the capacities in our partner countries, since in our country we have a great liberation war going on, and technology, what are the advantages? What advantages does it have now? It's a fragmentation bomb that is used during the mortar combat. What was actually modernized? We increased the number of deadly fragments, of deadly shrapnel that the mine may produce during the explosion. When talking about the standard mine is something that we call the Soviet era specimen. So we increased the number of shrapnel 2.5 times. During one of the tests, we counted about 460 pieces of shrapnel in the distance of 5 meters from the epicenter of explosion. Meanwhile, the Soviet era bomb has 198 pieces of shrapnel. At the distance of 10 to 15 meters, the amount of shrapnel was times more than the standard Soviet bomb. So which means that the bomb which is used for damaging of the personnel, of the enemy personnel, it will have better effect. So the enemy will get our presence more frequently than it could have been done with the use of a standard Soviet bomb. So this is the main improvement or the main enhancement of this 82 millimeter fragmentation bomb. Nataliya, I cannot help but asking about the development of other types of ammunition. Recently, there was information about the arrangement of manufacturing of 152 artillery shells. Can you give us a few comments on that? Oh yeah, obviously. To wrap it up about the bomb, I want to add that the manufacturing of this mine was deployed not yesterday. We already were able to ship the first deliveries to our defenders. I'm talking about tens of thousands of bombs, and they already passed the tests in battle conditions. So now we're talking about the growth of manufacturing of this 82 millimeter bomb to fully cover the needs of our armed forces in this type of ammunition. Getting back to your second question, yes, we arranged the manufacturing of the deficit ammunition of 152 millimeter ammunition. Why is it in deficit? Because the partner countries who had this type of ammunition in their storage, their storages are already depleted. So since the beginning of the full-scale war, we were able to buy out, to clear out their storages to zero, their reserves to zero. So we stumbled upon the question, where are we going to take this type of ammunition further on? So this is why the need for deployment of such manufacturing capacities arose, and we were able to deploy it in the territory of our partner countries. So those are the full-fledged shells. They are not, I mean, they're not just the shells. It bears the deadly fuse. It gives our artillery the opportunity to fulfill their tasks, their battle tasks. And the Minister of Defense, Alexei Reznikov, was the first to bring up this issue. And today we continue to manufacture these 122 and 152 millimeter shells for our artillery, and we keep increasing the manufacture because the need for this type of ammunition grows on a daily basis. So we could cover the deficit and fully cover the need of our armed forces. So for what we understand, as of today, we cannot cover the needs of our armed forces in full. Yes, that's true. As to the program of the development of the strike drones, we were hearing the announcements of Ukroboronprom regarding such developments, that it was in progress, or the development of such drone was almost completed. Well, I was waiting for your question of this specific question. Yes, we last mentioned the development of this drone back in the end of December, where we informed that the number of successful tests is already accomplished, and we were going out on a mission with the under conditions of the electronic warfare. So as of today, the development of a UAV with a distance of strikes over 1,000 kilometers and a payload of more than 75 kilograms is already at the phase where we already cannot say anything about that. Well, dear colleagues, if you have any questions, please go ahead. Vladislav Obuch, Ukroboronprom, good afternoon. Could you please tell us what's with the quality of these Soviet-era specimens, shells? Because some experts, as soon as the information emerged about these new manufacturing, they were saying that those are the obsolete technologies which should be adapted to the new battle conditions. And another question, is there any unification of those two subjects that you mentioned, like the development of new shells and their use on those UAVs, or those UAVs are being equipped with other type of ammunition, either mines or grenades or bombs? Well, this bomb, it has the U letter on it. I don't know if everybody sees it. It means it's enhanced. And as of today, we didn't get any reclamations on this on the part of the users from our servicemen. So I'm repeating that we already delivered a number of shipments. Again, it's tens of thousands of mines of this caliber. So as of today, I can state that the tests are going on a continuous basis, and those tests are, the battle tests are successful, and we got no remarks on part of our servicemen. As to the ammunition for the unmanned aerial vehicles, I cannot tell you about the full range used by our armed forces. I can only tell you about our UAV, or those birds that we work with. Obviously, from the very beginning, from the summer, we were working on the development of the program, on the development program for UAVs, not to unify them, but to make something that would have been useful for the army, to see the identify the characteristics that those drones should possess for different types of tasks. Or do we need some universal type of ammunition for all type of strike drones? And just going a little bit ahead, yes, such type of ammunition is necessary, it's needed. And this program of development of UAVs was undertaken by upon resolution of the Commander-in-Chief and of the General Staff of Ukraine and the Minister of Defense. So as of today, our UAV has to use the explosive devices or ammunition which was developed by our partners. I cannot tell you that those are the private manufacturers, because we have a strong cooperation with private entrepreneurs as well, because the war is a place for a very intense competition. So the ammunition for our UAV was manufactured by a private company. Dear friends, are there any more questions in the studio? Nataliya, I want to ask you about other very important area of your work. Now we're seeing that everybody, starting from president and the parliament and ministries and agencies, work in a very intense manner so that the military aid comes to our country. So how is Ukroboronprom ready for maintenance of the foreign material? We are doing it already. We already started technical maintenance of the Western specimens of material. We understand that that material was handed to Ukraine not to stay in the fields in case of damage. This material should be in action on Ukrainian side. So as soon as we get any signal that any piece of material is out of order, we start working on it, and we are the only one who currently works on repair and maintenance of this type of equipment and machinery, along with the scheduled maintenance and manufacturing of our Ukrainian. I mean, obviously it's a modernized Soviet specimens, but those are the Ukrainian types of weapons. I don't know why, but now there is a thought in the society, there is an opinion that it's only HIMARS that win the war, or some specimens of Western weapons and equipment. But talking about the balance of Ukrainian weapons and Western weapons in the Ukrainian armed forces, it's far from even being 50-50. So we continue doing the war with those types of weapons and equipment which is being manufactured, maintained, repaired by Ukroboronprom. So that process is going on. We were summarizing the last year. We took the 10 months of the full-scale war, and we counted that by different types of weapons and military equipment. I'm not calling the exact specimens in order not to put those enterprises who manufacture or modernize them in jeopardy, but we were able to increase the scale of repair for different specimens of military machinery and equipment 5 to 8 times. So those are the tectonic movements for us, because on a daily basis or on a monthly basis, those needs are only growing. So I can tell you that our capabilities for repair of the military material reach the annual indicator for year 2021. For example, within 1 month, we repair as much material as we did during the whole year of 2021. So currently we're working on fully covering the requirements of the armed forces for the our armament and security. We deploy more repairing capacities, getting partner countries involved in the process. We already reached a number of international agreements, almost 30 around 30 of them as of the end of 2022, and we entered into such agreements with more than 10 NATO member countries. So this international cooperation is getting more profound, and I hope that very soon I will be able to satisfy our armed forces with the first products of this joint work, of this cooperation with the NATO countries. And on top of it all, there is a maintenance of material which is new for us, that will soon become or may become a backbone of our defense complex. I think that all of our military and defense industry will be rebuilt. It will get restructured based on the types of material and weapons we are getting. Maybe it will be happening after the war already, but we work in all the areas, in all the directions. I mean, maintenance and repair, but along with that, the development, research and development of something new with our partner countries. Ms. Nataliya, thank you very much for this inspiring information. Thank you for joining our broadcast. We wish you success, and we wait with impatience for presentation of the new specimens of weapons and equipment. I'm reminding you, joining us was Nataliya Sad, the spokesperson for Ukroboronprom state concern, and just in a couple of minutes we will be talking with Halina Lukova, the military governor of city of Kherson. So bear with us, and glory to Ukraine.